On today's episode of Film Optics, we're going to be talking about Billie Eilish's new song, No Time to Die. We're also going to take a look into Robert Pattinson and the new Batsuit. And we might be getting a Lando series for Disney+. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Film Optics podcast, where we bring you the strengths and shortcomings of the film industry. I'm your host, Christian, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Devin. How's the world treating you today, buddy?
Cold, very cold.
Ooh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. It's been raining here.
It's a cold world.
Yeah, up in the northern states, I hear it's been pretty crazy, especially back home. My mom texted me a few hours ago, showed me all the snow. I was like, it's been nothing but raining down here, to be completely honest, and I'm not a fan of it. I mean, like, you know, a nice rain here or there, whatever, but it's been raining for like raining for like 4 straight days. Like, I kid you not, it's insane.
It looks like tomorrow at 7 a.m. it's going to hit -6 degrees. It's good times.
Oof. See, I want to say I miss that weather, but I really don't.
I mean, no one misses negative weather. That's just extreme.
That's very, very true. But I mean, hey, what can you do? Tomorrow's Friday, so that's all that matters, right? The weekend is finally here again. I actually thought this week went by pretty fast, to be completely honest. But
yeah,
it was like it breezed by. I was like, what, is this like really? I swear, like I was just, hanging out on this past Saturday. We were doing our recording and whatnot, and it kind of just breezed over. But yeah, man, I'm not sure if we said this in the other one, but we got a new intro, so that's pretty cool. Did you get a chance to listen to it?
Maybe not.
Oh no! Got a little bit of a mystery here on the pod. I don't know if Devin has listened to it yet or not, but
I may have forgotten.
Yeah, it's all right, man. I'm sure. Hopefully, one of these days you'll listen to it. One of my friends, Alex, helped us out with it. He's a very, very talented young lad.
Is it the Sonic theme?
Yes, it is.
Green Hills.
Got Green Hills on keyboards with a little bit of funk mixed into it. It's very, very nice. And, it's just a grand old time. But before we begin today's news for the week, I wanted to let everyone know that you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, Anchor, and YouTube, and as well as every other platform out there known to man when it comes to podcasting. I'm telling you, we're out there. We're on Podbean. We're on Castbox. We're on, my gosh, just a few others. I literally blank every single time I try to think of them because I've literally never even heard of them before we started this. But yeah, it's I wouldn't really say it's a slow news week because the Oscars happened.
It's just a lot less than last week.
Yeah, and especially with the Oscars, we did a separate podcast episode on that, so you can go ahead and check that out, as well as our Birds of Prey review. So, but there was a few trailers that came out this week. So
very random trailers.
Yeah, honest. Well, okay, I would say, yeah, actually, they are pretty random. I think the first one that I saw for the week was Wes Anderson's The French Dispatch that comes out July 24th of this year. It actually looks very interesting. I'm pretty much all for it. You got Timothy Chalamet. You got Bill Murray. There's a lot of people in this movie. But did you get a chance to check out that trailer?
I did. I'm gonna keep it 100, and film buffs are gonna hate me. But I've never seen a Wes Anderson movie. None of them.
Tisk. I'm very, very shook right now, but it's all right. Honestly, it's been a while since I've seen a Wes Anderson movie myself. But then again, when you thought about going to see Little Women, and I thought you already knew what happened, and I indirectly spoiled it for you, and now you don't want to watch it. I'm like, you have to watch it, and you're like, well, I got spoiled. I'm like, I didn't. it was like the one movie that I had seen or like previous versions of that you haven't seen. And that's like very rare because there's definitely like a lot more movies that I feel like you've seen that I haven't.
Yeah,
But
it definitely seems like a rare occurrence, but it happens.
it happens. It is what it is. Well, I'm hoping you'll at least check it out when it comes out on Blu-ray because you know I'm buying that bad boy day one. So, but yeah, so the French Dispatch, it looks very interesting, very film buffy.
I will say that picture of Timothy Chalamet with the stash and the cigarette looks pretty badass.
Yeah, it really, really does. It's pretty cool. I'm just very I'm intrigued by it, to be completely honest. I watched the trailer a few times myself, and there's actually a synopsis up for right now. It reads a staff of a European publication decides to publish a memorial edition highlighting the three best stories from the last decade. An artist sentenced to life imprisonment, student riots, and a kidnapping resolved by a chef. So that's pretty interesting. I mean, Adrian Brody's in this movie, Jeffrey Wright, Owen Wilson. So it's Tilda Swinton as well. It's produced by Searchlight, aka Disney. Um, they're just taking off that name, but yeah, it looks pretty cool. And we also have moving on here really quick for the movie trailers. We had a new film by A24. It's called The Green Knight. That's supposed to be coming out within the next few months as well. Looks very odd, but like I'm kind of intrigued by it. But like that's
It's A24, so we're
yeah,
gonna see it.
yeah, of course. It's got all that A24 weirdness and goodness just wrapped in there. So that seems pretty cool. The lead is the same guy from Slumdog Millionaire, which I liked, but it's been a while since I've seen that movie. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. I know you're not more of a, medieval type film fan, but that's
I didn't really know what was going on, but it seemed
I didn't
interesting.
either. It looked like a Dark Souls like movie. I was like, this looks really weird, even for A24 sometimes. But speaking of really weird trailers, the last one that dropped this week, they actually came out today, as well as the Green Knight teaser trailer for A24's movie. Was Jackie Chan versus Arnold
This one's
Schwarzenegger.
a yikes from me.
The Iron and Mask. I don't know what to think of this, to be completely honest. It's
It came out of nowhere. Like, who is this? Who's making this? Where is it
I
from?
don't know. Like it looks like a load of fun
It looks like it was
from what
fan made.
oh yeah, absolutely. Like this is kind of like okay, let's get all the Star Wars fans together, and they somehow try to make their own movie. And some people might argue that that's Rise of Skywalker, which I disagree. But this is kind of like, hey, this is a bunch of like film students like coming in and just putting all their own fun little twists and
Very
turns into
poorly
it.
at that.
Yeah, very very poorly with Jackie Chan, which I'm actually kind of interested to see. Is
Arnold
that
Schwarzenegger has like mutton chops. It's
yeah,
all so
it's pretty
strange.
funny. It's very very strange. I mean, hey, it is what it is. It's it is what it is. Like there's not the Iron Mask. I think it's coming out this year as well. So great start for new movies coming out 2020, especially after the huge boom that we had in 2019. That was just fantastic. You know, Parasite winning Best Picture and just sweeping up awards at the Oscars. But yeah, that's just the way it is, I guess. So that pretty much does it for movie trailers. So let's move on to our main stories here. And the first one I actually wanted to talk about really quick. I know I put this as a side piece, but Matt Reeves dropped the first official look for Robert Pattinson's Batman suit
Just today.
just today. And it looks like, wow. Wow. I don't know what to say.
I hope people keep doubting Rob Pat because they're gonna be wrong.
I hope they keep doubting him as well because this suit definitely gives me like it gives me like a little bit of like the Arkham Knight vibes. You know, I've been hearing a lot of people saying that. I definitely see that. But also you know, the red tints to it, you know, we don't really necessarily know what colors it will be. I know there was a few pictures floating around out there that you know, people are kind of speculating of what colors they'll be, but it definitely gives you that well, from the video that it's showing, it's like that Daredevil type, you know, the red
It's
tint.
just nice to get like somewhat of a different take on Batman. Like this is all
Yeah,
gonna be like
I think this is going to
pretty
be the
out
best.
there.
Like the cast is stacked. We've talked about this
And
before, and it's
Matt Reeves, the Planet of the Apes god himself.
yes, like this is going to be. Honestly, I think this is going to be just as big as when Christopher Nolan took on for The Dark Knight. Honestly, I mean, I know a
This
lot.
might be like the reboot that DC needs. Like this could get them started in so many ways if they pull it off.
Do you think this is going to be a part of the DCEU, or is this just like a separate
If it
movie?
does well, they could like go off in so many ways off of this movie and just like there's just so much they could do.
Because yeah, remember when you know when Joaquin Phoenix Joker came out, there was also supposed to be another Joker movie that came out. They were like, okay, we're going to make a Joker movie that's not in the DCE. We're also going to make one. We're going to make one
Thankfully,
with
they shut that shit down.
with Jared Leto, and I was like, oh, thank you,
Go be a
Lord.
vampire somewhere else, Jared.
I rather him not play Morbius, but I mean, it is what it is, and you know, Sony's gonna Sony, so it is. I don't know. I really don't know what to say about it. I'm just not too crazy about that. But the new Batman suit looks fantastic. I know a lot of people have high hopes for this. I feel like people are just, you know, on a huge just high right now. It doesn't come out until 2021, unfortunately, but they have begun filming. So that's pretty cool. So I'm very excited for that, and it's it might just be like I'm Robert Pattinson is a very great act. He is a great actor, and I'm like you said, I'm hoping a lot of people, you know, just he just shows up a lot of people, and this movie just
I think you still have to watch Good Time, don't you?
yeah, I still need to watch Good
It's on
Time.
Netflix now.
Is it
The
really?
perfect time.
Ooh, you know what else is on Netflix? The Irishman. No.
Started
You
now, you can
gotta
finish it over the weekend.
over the weekend. You know what else is on Netflix? Aquaman. I actually don't know, but it probably
You
shouldn't
know what
be.
else is on Netflix? A
What?
segue known as Sex Education.
Oh, yes, that's right. So it has been greenlit for a third season. I started watching the first season. I only got about maybe 2 episodes in because I was trying to watch too many things at once. And right now, I'm trying to catch up on Star Wars, the Clone Wars, rewatching it. I rewatch it every single year. I absolutely love the show. And, you know, there's not a lot of Star Wars TV shows out there. We have this, and we got The Mandalorian. That's about it. So, but yeah, Sex Education has been renewed for its third season. It's very good. I definitely need to jump back into it. You know, it's a British show because you know I'm already there. I adore their accents. I'm in love with their accents. I just wow. I wish I could marry myself a British woman and just listen to her talk all day long. To be yeah. So yeah, so we got that little bit.
You heard them, ladies.
We got that. But speaking of Batman news, since you know we're kind of jumping all over the place, but that's all right. I wanted to kind of segue back over to
Oh, these
Caitlin
segues are
Dever.
getting juicy.
So we'll go through a little bit more of the DC news that we have, and then we'll probably switch over to Marvel. But because there's a lot of Marvel, there's always Marvel news out there, right? Like it is what it is. But Caitlin Dever says that she would be up for playing DCEU's Batgirl, and I thought about it for a little bit, and I approve this message.
Yeah, I thought about it for about a second and I was like, oh, that's perfect.
Yep. Yeah. I
Didn't
mean,
think about that as a possibility, but it makes perfect sense.
yeah. I mean, Batgirl. She's you know, and replaced by well. introduced. She was introduced in 1961.
And she's
Uh,
gingerish, so she's already got the hair going.
yeah, yeah, she's got that auburn hair, and it's I like the character of Batgirl. She does have a bit of a romance with Batman. During some points.
Which,
I
which
know,
which would get a little strange based on the age
right?
differences.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm pretty sure Caitlin Dever wouldn't mind. I mean, if Robert Pattinson becomes like the new face of Batman, I mean he is, but the ongoing new face of Batman, I think he can work out. I mean, they're both of age. She's like what 23, I think. I don't know how old Robert Pattinson is, but they're both adults. They're both actors, and they can handle it in a professional setting. So it is what it is. But yeah, I'm all for it. Absolutely. There's not much else to talk about with there, but Caitlin Dever, she's been having a phenomenal year between Booksmart, not Booksnart, excuse me, last year. And Netflix's limited short series, Unbelievable, which is also very, very good. And I implore everyone to go check that out. And she's also, well, I know her mainly from Last Man Standing, which I believe is where she kind of got her start, start her spot into the limelight. It's the sitcom with Tim Allen, and she plays one of his daughters. Her name is Eve, and she's pretty much a tomboy, but I absolutely loved her in it, and I started seeing her name and face popping up everywhere, so that's pretty cool. I don't know, but anyway, speaking of other DC news, Devin, we got to talk about a little bit more of Birds of Prey here. So instead
Sad.
of it, sad news, but it's just kind of strange because we know this is Birds. Well, and I changed the name of our review. I'm
Cannot
like, you know what?
believe that
Uh,
title got approved
It's like
originally.
Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
That's
It's
gonna
like,
go down
okay,
as the worst movie title of all time. Like, name one worse movie title than that.
mm, Venom? No, I'm kidding. No, that was just a bad movie. Well, I'm sure there's some out there. I just can't really think of
It
any.
was so bad, and it affected the movie negatively, obviously, because they had to
Yeah,
change it right away.
yeah, literally the weekend after. So as we know, it was known as Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
I
Her
really
name
hope that
is
wasn't.
in the title,
I really hope that
but
wasn't Margot Robbie's idea. That
it
title.
was her idea.
No,
It
the
was her
title.
idea. What? Oh, to change it to Harley Quinn Birds of Prey?
No, like the original title.
No, no, the original title was her idea.
Um, Maybe
Yeah.
she shouldn't be producing anymore.
I mean, she can produce. I just think she should leave the naming of the
To
movie.
anyone else in the world.
Yes. Maybe John Favreau, but he's been on a roll lately. The Mandalorian is a pretty simple title. But yes, so they changed it from Birds of Prey and the super long paragraph, whatever, of Harley Quinn to Harley Quinn Birds of Prey,
That's
which
all it had to be. It's so
that's all it
simple,
had to be.
straight to
Or
the
it could have
point.
just been called Birds of Prey.
And
Or
it
just
actually matches the actual movie better because the movie's more about Harley Quinn.
Yeah, yeah. Birds of Prey are definitely more in the background. It had the lowest box office opening for any DCEU or extended universe, as people who don't know what that means, film. And it did make its budget back, which is good because that's the first and foremost thing. You want to make back the money that you invested into this project. I believe man, oh man, 55% of sales. So it's not doing terrible, but I'm still trying to figure out what the issue of this movie is because
That's been the most annoying part of it flopping is that all these loser boys out here are just like giving the worst takes possible. Like, oh, it
all
wasn't
the dude
sexy
bros.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was too woke. That's why I did bad. Like, no, just Just go back into your basement. It'll all be okay.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's I don't know. It is definitely a head scratcher, and I'm trying to figure out why. I
It's
don't. And
just,
I
I think to me, it's just a mix of the title and the marketing were both just very bad.
right, because it's
They marketed it as a PG-13 movie, but it was a rated R movie. So
right,
they were going for one
exactly
audience, but it ended up being for a different audience, and it
right. So
wasn't
it's
even that rated R.
it really wasn't. It's easily could have been PG-13, and I think that is where part of the problem lies. And I think the other part is, the quote unquote do bros or whatever. I mean, its budget was like 97 million, so get about like 55% of tickets sold. So that wouldn't be terrible. It did make its budget back within the first week, which is good. And we both saw it, we both reviewed it. We I feel like we gave a decent score. It's like it was good, not great. I think for me this is like, I know on a review I said, this is probably like my favorite DC film. But then, I went back and pondered and thought about it for a little bit, and I think this falls about number 4 on the list. There's like what, 8 of them so far within the DCEU. So I mean, I don't know, man. There's so many. It's a mystery. Honestly, we can't blame one sole thing, because I mean, it might mainly just be the marketing. Because I mean, come on, I didn't really see anything outside of Twitter when it came to marketing for this movie. But yeah, I'm glad that they changed the title. And I mean, I don't know if,
Little late there.
yeah, I don't really know if that's gonna like quote unquote save its box office. But like I said, I don't really. I mean, like, I enjoy the movie. I plan to pick it up when it comes out on Blu-ray. So I mean, I liked it. It was cool. It was definitely enjoyable. Harley. I mean, excuse me. Margot Robbie is definitely the forefront of the movie. She does a great job, as she always has. And there's been a few leaked photos also with James Gunn's Suicide Squad. Just a few blurry pictures, but I think Harley's in a red dress, or Margot's in a red dress. So yeah, I believe that does it all for the DC news. So let's hop over to the other side of the fence really quick, and let's talk about some Marvel stuff, or just Disney in general. So the first story we have here would be Marvel Studios is developing an Agents of Atlas adaptation as a follow-up to the upcoming movie, the upcoming Shang-Chi movie. So I remember you actually showed me this story originally, and I thought it was pretty interesting. I'm like, yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah,
So
I sent this one over, and I was like, wow, this sounds really cool because they kind of have already started forming this team in the MCU.
mm.
Based on this article I read, the team currently consists of Special Agent Jimmy Woo, who was played by Randall Park in the Ant-Man movies. He
I
was
love him
always a
so
very
much.
enjoyable part. So
Yeah.
they've already got him, and I think he's going to be in WandaVision. I think they
Yeah,
said
I believe so. I believe so.
so. He'll be ready to join this team, and then also Shang-Chi, obviously. Um, Arrow, a Chinese heroine with wind powers. So maybe Aquafina. We would not know who
Airbender. There
she's
we
going to be
go.
yet.
I don't know. Oh, Aquafina. That would be pretty interesting.
And
Yeah.
then they got Braun, which is basically the Asian
Ad-
Hulk.
yeah. Adamus Cho. Yeah. Yeah. Asian. And then Silk.
That's where it gets a little fishy because that's Spider-Man territory. So who knows if
yeah.
they can
Yeah.
pull that one off? But
And right, it's weird. And speaking actually with the Spider Verse, I guess you could say. So we learned that originally that so we know that Sony has Untitled movie coming out next year, a Spider-Man universe movie. But we hear that Spider-Woman will be joining the Spider-Verse. I don't know if that is in allude to Spider-Verse 2, or is that just when they're talking about the whole, Sony's Spider-Man Spider-Verse. But anyway, they're looking at Michelle McLaren, who has handled episodes within Game of Thrones and Breaking Bad to direct this, which, you know, Game of Thrones is huge. Both shows were just phenomenal. And so I think this would be a really good move. I've never heard of her myself, but I mean, it is what it is. So she's pretty much of a big deal. So we actually found this article from the Illuminerd.
They have been Illuminati has been kind of on fire recently, just
They really have.
shooting off all these leaks and scoops.
Yeah, so it's, I mean, I'll read a little bit of the article here. Spider Woman has been a longstanding member of the Marvel Universe, but a complicated backstory has shifted her back and forth in prominence. Despite fluctuations, there's always been question whether the MCU could ever bring her to the big screen. And as we all know, for those of you actually who don't know, Spider Woman is her character is Jessica Drew, and her origin's been tweaked throughout the years, but I think
Marvel actually has, or the MCU actually has the ability to use Jessica Drew as a character, but it just can't be in Spider-Woman form. It's kind of weird.
you see, and that's where it comes, like where it comes from. All of these, you know, these legality matters and whatnot. It's like I understand. Yes, Sony has the rights to pretty much everything Spider-Man, but it's like I'm not a fan of this whole Morbius, like, oh, like let's kind of like ride the coattails of the MCU and kind of like slip our way in that way
They're
and kind
being
of,
real slithery snakes over there.
yeah, very, very
Unless
slithery
unless
things.
it's agreed upon by Feige,
Right.
but who
Right.
knows?
Yes, exactly. So it's, if everything's all good on both sides there, I'm fine with it. It's just I'm just not a big fan of Sony handling like Spider-Man properties anymore. Like they've had their chance multiple times, and yes, they did work in, you know, collaboration with Marvel on Homecoming and Far From Home, but I would say that, you know, Disney was the ones who pretty much brought this character back from the dead, film wise, because I mean, by the time that Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 came out, people were just kind of tired of Spider-Man movie, especially after Spider-Man 3. You know, Spider-Man 1 and 2 were, I think, are phenomenal, but it's just, it left a sour taste in people's mouth. And you know, when they had like a surprise of him coming back and introducing him in Civil War, and it's just, you know, like, oh, we're gonna put like I get, you know, they're trying to work together, and I really do appreciate that. But clearly there's one company who should have the rights and knows how to incorporate Spider-Man and all of his villains into the MCU, obviously seamlessly with Disney. But it's like Sony is just very stubborn. I mean, you know, they own a lot of properties when it comes to like PlayStation and what have you. They don't own the video game rights to Spider-Man. They only own the film rights. So that's, you know, that's how, you know, Marvel is still able to make Spider-Man TV shows and what have you, and all the marketing, because they do own the character. They just don't have the film rights. But I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm going on a rant there. Let's let's segue into something else more promising. Shall we? So another piece of a Disney move here. Excuse me, Disney news here is that Disney and Lucasfilm are reportedly considering developing a Star Wars Disney Plus series that will feature Donald Glover's Lando Calrissian.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. And I'm on board for this.
I'm in love with Donald Glover. He has done nothing wrong his entire life, so he needs to be Lando more.
Clean slate Glover. Pretty much. Well, yeah, I agree with this because
we also need to get him into the MCU as Prowler because it's already ready, and that would be amazing.
It is ready. Yes, it needs to happen like ASAP. And as much as I didn't enjoy Han Solo, Star Wars story, I mean, I mainly saw it from my girl Amelia Clark, but I think that not
You can't deny the swag that he
yeah.
exuded.
You cannot deny Dumbledore's got style. Sorry, I just had to say that out there.
Even
Anytime
though he
someone
had a relationship with the weird robot, it was still
yeah,
cool.
it's strange, but I mean, it is what it is. But I'm very on board with this. It is. I think this will be a really nice move for Disney. They are, Bob Iger did say that their main focus and their main goal for Star Wars over the next few years will be TV shows. And we already have Mandalorian season 2 coming out later this year in October. And then we also have Kenobi, which should be shooting here sometime within the next few months. And then I think having 3 solid Star Wars stories. Well, it also even I'm totally blanking on this with the final season of Star Wars Clone Wars, which I'm very excited for as well. And then I think having this is icing on the cake, but really set themselves up for starting to plan for if they decide to do another trilogy of movies, or if they for whatever it may be. So I mean that's pretty cool. But so let's just move back on here. We've almost actually there is one more piece of Marvel news here, and I think we're almost done with our little news topics today. But how do you pronounce this?
Good
Gugu?
luck.
Gugu. All right, there's a new person joining Loki on the Disney Plus series. Her name is
Gugu
Gugu.
Mbatha Raw.
Yeah,
Mbatha.
Mbaku. So, I don't really know too much about this person, to be completely honest, but I figured it was just a small little piece of news that we can kind of throw in there just to cover really quick. But
Her
yeah,
career seems to be on the uptick here.
what else has she been in?
She was in Motherless Brooklyn.
That was a movie we both did not see.
Um, she was
I heard it
in
was pretty good though.
She was in the morning show. She had a role there, so that was nice.
I watched maybe 5-6 episodes. It was pretty good, but there was just other things that I was trying to catch up on and I'd rather have watched. But I would like to go back to it. And
Yeah,
of course,
I think this Loki show is starting to get just more and more interesting as we go. Obviously, Owen Wilson, is in here, and I've heard rumors that they might introduce Hercules in this series, which sounds really
that
cool.
would be pretty cool. Yes.
So
You
who
know what?
knows?
Get
Who knows what
Kratos
they're?
in there too.
Yeah, might as well.
We'll make it a Loki God of War crossover. He doesn't always he goes I mean he technically goes through different he's still the space stone, so he's causing havoc in different
He's in
periods of
time. He's
time.
in time jail. So
Yeah, he's gonna burn this place to the ground, as he said. Within the Marvel shows that are coming up, Winter Soldier, WandaVision, Loki. Loki is probably the number one show that we don't know too much about,
but it is
but
also one of the
everyone's
most intriguing.
yeah, because I'm very interested to see what's going on because it gives them a chance to explore kind of like a what if series of we also have that series coming out as well, but it kind of can maybe sort of put new characters in different situations and paint them in different perspectives.
It also might be
So
the introduction for Kang the Conqueror, which will be a
ooh.
very cool villain that could be set up.
I'm hoping for Craven. I'm hoping for Craven the Hunter. And I was thinking about who could play Craven, and I kind of had my mind set on Henry Cavill, but I was
That's the
also
obvious choice, but I feel like
there
he might be a
the
little
guy who plays
busy.
Billy Butcher. What's his face from The Boys?
Yeah,
He'll be a really
he'd be
good pick.
good. I think I like
And
Joe Manganiello. I think he'd be good, and
ooh, that would
he
be a good
wants
one
the
too.
role too.
Yeah. Well, or I mean, if we wanted to give it to Aquaman, we could, but
That'd be a little strange.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely fits. He looks like him, but they also have to play the part. But Craven's a very loud, boastful person. So
I am
maybe
excited for the Sinister Six that's being set up. It's been being set
I'm
up for a
really
while.
hoping that they finally do this because it's like it's been so long and they keep trying to set it up. They're trying to set up in the video games. They're trying to set it up on TV. I mean, through movie, through the film, whatever.
They pretty much have all the pieces now. Craven might be the last one that they add, but they have all the pieces ready.
So we have Mysterio because I don't think Mysterio's
Yeah,
dead.
he's definitely
There's no
still
way.
alive.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Like,
there's Mysterio, there's Scorpion, there's Vulture, there's maybe the Shocker. He's a smaller one.
yeah.
We can just throw in there.
Oh, where's Doc Ock? Where is he? We haven't seen him.
Might not get him in this iteration, but who
Ah,
knows? And
very
then
very sad.
there's Prowler, maybe who knows?
I'm surprised they
He's
haven't
out
touched
there.
on Green Gobbler, but I'm kind of glad I'm Goblin, not Gobbler. Wow, excuse me. But I'm kind of excited that they didn't do that because he's been outplayed so much lately. But yeah, man, it's a great time. Like I'm just so pumped for next year. Like
The
there's
amount of
just so
movies
many.
coming out next year is astronomical.
What did oh my gosh, what was it? Jeremy Conrad
Yeah.
tweeted. I think he was sent that to me a little bit
There was
ago.
like 12 different movies or something that he
It was in
listed.
well, let me see if I can find it really, really quick here. Because I believe you sent it to me earlier a few days ago. I think I'm almost there. I could be wrong. I don't think I could. I actually might have skipped it. Hold on one second. I think we only have like one little piece of news to cover before we wrap up here. But
Billie Eilish Bond song came out a few hours ago.
yeah, it's what have you had a chance to listen to it yet?
I have not.
Well, okay, I found it. But anyway, so what really quick on the Billie Eilish thing. So I know a lot of people out there don't like her as a artist. I do. At first I never really knew what to make of her music. I didn't. Oh, it was like, okay. So, like, when I first started listening to country music when I was younger, I never really listened to country music before. So, I couldn't really say that I hated country music. And it was kind of the same way with Billie Eilish. Like, I started listening to her a while ago. And, I knew she was big. She's like, what, 18 years old? Just killed it at the Grammys, by the way. I think she had like 5 awards. So congrats to her on that. She's been doing a great job. Um, but she is, I just started listening to her. One of my friends actually showed me a few well, they're not necessarily music videos. It's a YouTube channel called Colors where they bring on multiple artists. I'm not sure if you've heard of it or not. They bring on multiple artists, they stick them in a room. The room is normally just like some random kind of color. And she did two of her songs from 2017. One of them was Watch, which I really, really like. It's pretty much unplugged, no auto tune or anything. But I don't think Billie Eilish needs auto tune. I think auto tune needs Billie Eilish. Eilish. Wow, I keep messing up her last name. I think auto tune needs Billie Eilish, but it was between I Don't Want to Be You and her song Watch that came out, I believe, in 2017. And I was like, wow, she has like a really, really good voice. And then, the No Time to Die um, song that she wrote today. I listened to it, I think 3 times already. It's very James Bond theme. Like it really sets the mood for the film. So I'm very excited for that. And it's a pretty good it's a really good song. So yeah. But really quick, I did find that
I'm looking at the list as well.
you want to read that
One,
off for
two,
me?
three, four, five. There's like 20 movies here. So February 12th, 2021, we get Shang-Chi. Gonna be a banger. And then a few months later, we get Fast 10.
Is it Fast 10 or is it that was Fast 9?
Is it Fast 10.5?
Oh, you know what? I think we're already assuming that Fast 10 is already coming out.
They already have a date for it, so.
Apparently.
And then a few days after that, you get Doctor Strange, banger. And then May 21st. Oh my God, May 21st. Matrix 4, John Wick 4, boom. Keanu Reeves Day. Let's make it a holiday.
Keanu Reeves double feature. Let's go.
We need to make that an official holiday and everyone gets it off.
I agree. Maybe putting Crash 2 in there too, or was Speed 2.
Yeah. And then a few weeks after that, we get Jurassic World 3, which the second one was really bad, but who knows? It's always fun to watch.
Yeah.
And then a couple weeks later, Batman. Boom.
Batman.
We
The
just talked a lot about how
Batman.
good that looks.
Yeah. And then what is Indy 5 that comes out July
Indiana
9th?
Jones 5. Guess
Oh.
Disney's still going for that.
I guess so. I wouldn't be opposed to it. It's been a while since we've had a good Indy Jones movie. So,
And then July 16th, we get a Spider-Man 3 Space Jam 2 double feature.
woo-hoo!
That sounds intriguing.
Very, very interesting. LeBron James
And then
coming
a
on for the
week
big train.
later, Mission Impossible 7, after the banger that was Fallout.
That was a pretty good movie, and I'm not a big spy person, but I did enjoy Fallout.
I never even watched like barely any of the other Mission Impossibles, but Fallout
Nor
was
have
just
I.
so good.
Yeah, it really was.
And then you get The Suicide Squad, which is James Gunn just having fun. It seems like could be a good.
Thank you for differentiating the two by putting the Suicide Squad in there. So that's good. And then October 8th? It's the Sony Marvel. What is that?
It's a movie they announced, but we don't know what it is yet.
Okay.
I'm guessing it's Spider-Woman because that seems like the rumor.
Or Madam Web, because that's also been floating out there. And then on November 5th, we have Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yes, Taika.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a blast.
And right before Christmas, we get Avatar 2.
James Cameron coming back. He's like, "You thought I was done? I'm coming back. I'm going to show you
don't get
what
so
water
excited.
Really looks like."
There's going to be so much water.
He was so adamant. He's like, "That's not what water looks like in Aquaman." And I was like, dude, what are you? What? It's so weird. But yeah. And then to top it all off, and then 2021, we have Black Adam.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson's going to be a superhero. What a time to be alive.
He's been everywhere, man. I mean, I guess so. Black Adam is different from Shazam 2.
It's like the evil version of Shazam.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm saying like is Black Adam's getting his own movie and they're also making Shazam 2?
Yes.
We'll have to see about that.
And also, I saw someone reply that the Mortal Kombat movie is also coming out next year.
Oh, that's holy crap, dude! I totally forgot about that.
So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. At least 17.
Also,
blockbuster movies.
Really quick. Also, Fantastic Beasts 3 coming out
11/15.
No. Woo-hoo! No. I got to see this through now. I've seen the first two. So we got Mortal Kombat on January 15th. On the Uncharted movie, maybe possibly supposed to be coming out.
Tomb Raider 2, I forgot that exists.
Yeah, Tomb Raider 2 is coming out March 19th. Uncharted movie, maybe March 5th. Fantastic Beasts 3, November 15th, which is, I believe that's actually the anniversary of the Xbox, the original Xbox. And then we have Sherlock Holmes 3. It's supposed to be coming out 12/22 as well. So, wow, 2021 is going to be a crazy stacked move, like just for pop culture. It's going to be huge for video game and comic book fans. Wow, I think we're just going to seriously buckle up because, dude, wow. But I believe that does it for today's show. Thank you all for tuning in and listening, and thank you, Devin, always for coming on and talking always movies and comics and TV shows and the whole nine with all of us here, just to take a little bit of page from the Weekly Planets book where they talk about movies and comics and TV shows, as they say. And as always, you can listen to us on Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, podcasts. Literally, we're on every single podcast platform you can think of, Anchor and what have you, Podbean, as I've mentioned before. Be sure to check out our Sonic the Hedgehog review that will be coming out this Sunday. So we already have that recorded and ready for you guys. Just gotta punt that out there. But we will see you guys in the next one.
Peace.